manipulating the elements, which that's what spiritual power is. You manipulate the elements. All right, you have control over the elements. All he did was turn that water into wine. Okay, the elements, he broke down the elements of the water. He broke that down into wine, the elements of wine that it takes to make wine. Okay, because everything is made up of elements. Even Esau knows that. You have something called the table of elements. All right, so spiritual power essentially is the manipulation of the elements.
The pineal gland is a tiny gland located in the middle of your brain, and its shape closely resembles a pine cone. This gland is the physical location of the third eye, and is believed to be our direct portal to the spiritual world.
But ye shall receive power after that the Holy Ghost is come upon you. And ye shall be witnesses unto me, both in Jerusalem, and in Judea, and in Samaria, and unto the uttermost parts of the earth.
Pyrokinesis is the ability to control and manipulate fire with the power of the mind. This psychic ability allows you to either move fire, ignite fire, or put out fire with your mind and psychic energy. Electrokinesis is the ability to control and manipulate electricity with your mind. This ability will allow you to generate your own energy ball or influence nearby electrical objects such as your television, computer, or lights. Telekinesis is the ability to move objects by only using your mind. Many people have claimed to possess this psychic ability or have at some point had some sort of successful results with telekinesis. Geokinesis, also known as earthbending, is the ability to control the earth element with the power of your mind. For this psychic ability, it is important to create a connection with the earth and nature. You may think that your DNA is unchangeable, but what if it was possible to alter your DNA and change your own appearance? Biokinesis is the ability to alter DNA on oneself or others by only using the mind.
And which of you, with taking thought, can add to his stature 1 cubit? If ye then be not able to do that thing which is least, why take ye thought for the rest?
But ye shall receive power after that the Holy Ghost is come upon you. And ye shall be witnesses unto me, both in Jerusalem, and in Judea, and in Samaria, and unto the uttermost parts of the earth.
Aerokinesis is the ability to manipulate the air with the power of the mind. With this ability, you will be able to control the air and wind around you and control its movements. This is a psychokinetic ability, and some believe people affect the air and weather around them regularly, but without knowing it. So if you want to learn how to control the wind and create anything from a minor breeze to a strong gust of wind. Hydrokinesis, the ability to control water. Hydrokinesis allows you to manipulate liquid with the power of your mind. Thermokinesis is the ability to alter the temperature of a certain object or your surroundings. With this psychic ability, you are able to generate heat or cold and manipulate objects on their molecular level. Thermokinesis allows you to heat up a room or your body if you are freezing, or you can change the temperature of different objects such as water, metal, air, and so on.
But ye shall receive power after that the Holy Ghost is come upon you. And ye shall be witnesses unto me, both in Jerusalem, and in Judea, and in Samaria, and unto the uttermost parts of the earth.
Biokinesis is the ability to freeze a certain object with the power of your mind. Cryokinesis is closely related to thermokinesis, which is the ability to alter an object's temperature, and the technique is therefore similar. So in order to freeze an object, you need to know how cold affects molecules, as you want to use that knowledge to manipulate the object. Molecules vibrate faster when they are heated up and slower when they are in a cool environment. If you're working with water, the water molecules will vibrate slower the cooler the water gets, and then get locked in a steady, organized structure when it turns to ice to make it solid. Aquakinesis, also known as chlorokinesis, and plant manipulation, is the psychic ability to connect with and manipulate vegetation, such as plants and flowers, and control their growing process. Scientific studies have been made on plants' connection and respond to different environments, and it has been proven that plants react to different sounds, touch, and emotions. Humans affect the living beings that surround us, even plants, and results show that plants will develop much slower in a negative and stressful environment than in a home filled with love and joy. So we are sending out energy on a consistent basis, and even though it is not visible to the physical eyes, it has a great impact on our surroundings.
Manipulating the elements, which that's what spiritual power is. You manipulate the elements. All right, you have control over the elements. All he did was turn that water into wine. Okay, the elements, he broke down the elements of the water. He broke that down into wine, the elements of wine that it takes to make wine. Okay, because everything is made up of elements. Even Esau knows that. You have something called the table of elements. All right, so spiritual power essentially is the manipulation of the elements.
But ye shall receive power after that the Holy Ghost is come upon you. And ye shall be witnesses unto me, both in Jerusalem and in Judea and in Samaria, and unto the uttermost parts of the earth.